Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your least favorite series on YouTube, where we go over every single weapon class in Destiny 2 and we talk about the best weapons of that class for each affinity: Kinetic, Stasis, Strand, Arc, Solar, and Void. And in this video, we're going to be going over sniper rifles. With all sniper rifles getting a 15% damage buff in Season 23, I thought this was perfect timing to go ahead and make this video, as beforehand on this series we have gone over the weapon classes of hand cannons, auto rifles, SMGs, bows, pulse rifles, fusion rifles, LMGs, and most recently rocket launchers. Keep in mind, for this series we are going to be getting around to every single weapon class in the game, so go ahead and comment down below which weapon class you would want us to do next. And before we hop in, remember, if you ever want to get your games in their DLC for a cheaper price, make sure you head over to Instant Gaming, the top link in the description, along with their free monthly game giveaway that they do every single month. That'll be the second link towards the top of the description. With that being said and out the way, let's go ahead and get right into it. So like normal, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Darkness Affinity elements first. And unlike usual, we're actually going to go ahead and start off with the Strand Sniper Rifle because there's only one of them. And to be honest, it's really not that good. So the Strand Sniper that we are going to be talking about is going to be, of course, none other than the Volta Bracket, aka the Neomuna Sniper Rifle. This is an aggressive frame, meaning it's going to have a pretty low mag size, it's going to have high damage and high recoil. Although currently, if you are going to use a sniper rifle in the game, the best archetype for snipers are definitely the rapid fire frame archetype. Obviously, this being aggressive isn't the worst. It's better than an adaptive, but rapid fires are definitely the way to go to, at least in the current sandbox. So we'll go ahead and throw up this Soul Strand Snipers perk pull up for you real quick. And for PvE, because obviously this series is for PvE and legendary weapons only, no exotics, I would say there's really only two main roles you could possibly go with. And column 3, the only two perks that I can recommend to you would be things like Envious Assassin and then Triple Tap. Triple Tap is going to be a pretty common perk you're going to see throughout this video for sniper rifles that have it, as rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine, aka 3 precision hits. Unfortunately, being an aggressive frame sniper means you're not really going to get the biggest benefit from Triple Tap. You generally want to have a little bit of a thicker magazine so you can actually proc Triple Tap more than once in one magazine. And with aggressive frame snipers inherently having a low magazine size, generally hovering around the number of 3, that means at max you would be able to shoot 4 shots before you could reload, which really isn't that good. Envious Assassin, on the other hand, could actually be pretty decent on aggressive frames because their magazine size is so low, so you're never really going to get the biggest buff and benefit from perks such as Triple Tap, like we just said, or 4 times the charm, which is going to be another pretty popular perk that you will see on some of the other snipers in this video. So in this situation, I honestly think that Envious Assassin is going to be better for you than Triple Tap, at least on this specific sniper rifle, if you are going to use this sniper rifle, which I really don't think many people are. But in column 4, the only good PvE perk to use is Firing Line. Firing Line is going to be another popular perk that you're going to see a lot throughout this video on sniper rifles that roll it, and if they don't roll it, the sniper rifle is generally bad, just saying. But in case you don't quite know what Firing Line does for you, basically gives the weapon increased precision damage when you are near 2 or more allies. It's a 20% increase to your precision damage when you are within 15 meters of 2 allies. So if you're in a fire team, easy claps or proc. And if you're not in a fire team, don't use this sniper rifle. Hopefully next season or in the final shape we do get another Strand Sniper Rifle, as this one currently is just okay. But there are definitely better sniper rifles out there, just not any other Strand ones. Now let's go ahead and segue over to a much better sniper rifle in my opinion, one of the Stasis Affinity, and that is going to be none other than the Irukandji. This is a rapid fire frame Stasis sniper rifle that was introduced to us during Season of Defiance and is a world drop. Although Banshee did sell a pretty decent role shortly after Beyond Light launched, and that is the role that I'm using in the background gameplay. If I go ahead and throw up this weapons perk pool, you'll notice that it has a lot better perks than the Volta Bracket does. And it's a rapid fire frame, meaning that it's also just inherently better than the Volta Bracket like that just because of its frame. That's how weapons work in Destiny 2. You get an advantage just because of your genetics, aka your weapon archetype. So in column 3, you have 3 decent perks, although realistically, you're only going to be using 2 of them. The 3 perks that I would recommend are Envious Assassin, 4 times the charm. Hey, there it is. I told you we'd be seeing that boy 4 times the charm now. And then you have Rapid Hit as well. Of course, the main 2 perks that I would recommend you have are Envious Assassin and 4 times the charm, baby. 4 times the charm is just like triple tap, although you need to hit 4 precision shots, and when you hit those 4 precision shots, you'll return 2 shots to the magazine instead of triple tap having to hit 3 precision shots to get 1. A very, very popular perk to have on sniper rifles, as you will see. In the 4th column, I'm going to recommend 2 perks. You have Focus Fury, which is basically the other decent sniper rifle damage perk. However, in order to actually proc Focus Fury, you need to deal half of the magazine as precision damage, and then you'll get that 20% increased damage for 11 seconds once Focus Fury is procced. Now, in case you are wondering, what about on a weapon that has overflow? Let's say you have your overflowed magazine. You only need to hit half of the base magazine shots. So let's say you have overflow on a sniper rifle that has 6 shots. You need to hit 3 precision shots in a row, and then you'll have Focus Fury procced on that overflowed weapon. Even if it's overflowed is like 12, you only need to hit 3 because 3 is half of 6. That's basic math. If you had to ask me which perk do I think is better between Firing Line and Focus Fury, Firing Line, because it takes no setup. You don't have to use any of your ammo to proc it. As long as you have 2 allies near you, you'll get your 20% increase to precision damage. However, Focus Fury is better in solo content because obviously you cannot proc Firing Line in solo content. That being said, the role that I like to use for the Irukandji is definitely 4 times the charm and Firing Line. That is the role you're seeing me use in the background gameplay. That is the role Banshee sold shortly after Lightfall dropped. A pretty good sniper rifle, and I would definitely expect to see more of this bad boy next season whenever Stasis gets its buffs and snipers get that 15% damage buff in PvE. So if you got one of these bad boys laying around your vault and it's a decent roll, hold on to it, bro. You might whip it out next season. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and move over to the kinetic sniper, along with an honorable mention for this slot as well. We're talking about the best sniper in the game. Don't at me. There's no sniper in the game better than this one. I am referring to none other than the greatness of the Supremacy. The Supremacy is a rapid-fire frame kinetic sniper rifle from the Last Wish raid, and as we know in Season 21, the Last Wish weapons all got a reprise with new perk pulls and craftable patterns. If I go ahead and show this weapon's perk pull on screen for you, you are going to see some truly amazing stuff here. In the first column, there's 3 good perks, 2 that I recommend, and 1 that I always use. The 3 perks that I can recommend to you are Rapid Hit, Good Old Lead from Gold, and Rewind Rounds. Good Old Lead from Gold, that's a perk that I like to consider you can never go wrong with. Rapid Hit is generally pretty nice on sniper rifles, however, Rewind Rounds allows you to shoot this thing for long periods of time, as when this weapon's magazine is empty, it refills from reserves based on the number of hits. Rewind Rounds is the most popular option in the 3rd column, and it's really good on this sniper rifle. Now in the 4th column, you got options. Of course, you have 4 times the charm. 4 times the charm with Rewind Rounds is a pretty fun little gimmick roll that you can use to shoot this sniper rifle forever, or until all of its ammo is depleted, it's all gone. A fun little gimmicky roll, but there's no damage perk on that roll. But it's definitely fun. You then have Bait and Switch and Kinetic Tremors. Bait and Switch is of course a 35% damage buff. However, believe it or not, on this particular weapon, I'm not going to recommend Bait and Switch as much as I'm going to recommend Kinetic Tremors. Kinetic Tremors is a really good perk, especially on a sniper rifle, because with enhanced kinetic tremors, it only takes 2 sniper shots to proc, which means the Supremacy can be used in some really nice damage rotations. If you have somebody in your fire team already on the Wither Horde, right? You can shoot them twice with your sniper rifle, swap to your special, swap to your Bait and Switch Apex Predator, and this thing can definitely put in some work with having really good ammo econ, because most of its damage is not going to be coming from the actual bullets themselves, but from the kinetic tremor shockwaves. It also allows the sniper to be really good at clearing out adds, at least adds that are grouped up, and makes dealing with tankier enemies way easier, because this is a special weapon with kinetic tremors very, 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 very good sniper rifle. This is my favorite sniper rifle in the game, and I definitely think it's the best PvE sniper in the game that we have currently in the game right now. And then our honorable mention for the slot is the Succession from Deep Stone Crypt, Reconstruction Vorpal, Reconstruction Recombination. Definitely not a sniper that I would use in a damage rotation, but can definitely be useful in some GMs, Legend Lost sectors. It's a classic sniper rifle, so I definitely had to mention it. But the Supremacy is definitely the best kinetic sniper in the game, and I would go as far as to say it's the best sniper rifle in the game. Alright everybody, so we're going to go ahead and segue over from the darkness affinity of sniper rifles, and we're going to move over to the light affinity of sniper rifles. And we're going to start off with the weakest in my opinion, the arc sniper rifles. Now look man, the only arc rapid fire frame in the game right now that isn't sunset is the apostate, and that part pull for that sniper rifle sucks. So I'm no way in shape or form going to recommend that, which means we have to go to our other option, which is the Galu RR3 sniper rifle. Now if I throw up this weapon's perk pool, there's only one role for PvE, which is Overflow in the third column and then Focused Fury in the fourth column. Unfortunately, this sniper rifle is an adaptive frame, which really isn't the best, and its perk pool only has one role for PvE, which is Overflow and Focus Fury. That is basically where this weapon starts and ends. We're just gonna go ahead and segue right over to the void section now, because dude, arc sniper rifles, they're really lacking, dude. If you do want to get the Galu, it is a world drop, so good luck fighting the RNG. But fun fact, if you use the Uzume back in the day, this is basically the arc version of the Uzume. Unfortunately though, it's really not the best, but it is the best of the arc sniper rifles currently in the game, as there's just very little competition for arc sniper rifles at the moment. Alright, so now we're going to segue over to the void sniper rifle, along with an honorable mention. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the honorable mention first up. Our honorable mention is the EVGA 55, which is an adaptive void sniper rifle introduced with us during the Witch Queen. The reason why I at least want to mention this weapon is because it does have a pretty strong perk pull, even if it is an adaptive frame. If I go ahead and throw this weapon's perk pull up for you, you'll notice all of its good perks are at the top half. You do have things like auto-loading holster, good old 4 times the charm, and lead from gold in the third column. Really good options. Of course, 4 times the charm is going to be probably your best option. And then in the fourth column, my boy, you got Focus Fury, Vorpal Weapon, and Firing Line. So it does have 4 times the charm Firing Line, 4 times the charm Vorpal or Focus Fury for doing solo content, and overall, a pretty nice perk pool. The only downside about this weapon is that it is an adaptive frame, not a rapid fire. Which leads us to our void rapid fire frame sniper rifle of choice, that being none other than the Father's Sins. If I go ahead and throw up the Father's Sins perk pool, you'll notice it has some pretty decent options in the third column, lead from gold and triple tap. Of course, because this is a rapid fire frame, I'm going to recommend that you go for triple tap on the sniper rifle. And then in the fourth column, the only really decent damage perk that you can go with is Focus Fury. No Firing Line, which is a bit unfortunate, but it at least has some sort of a damage perk. Now, if you do want to go ahead and get this weapon, this is actually a Throne World weapon that you can get to drop from the Wellspring. It is craftable, so when you do get the pattern for it, you will be able to craft it exactly how you want. But I would definitely want this weapon to have something other than just Focus Fury in the fourth column. It's definitely a bit of an older sniper rifle, and we could definitely get ourselves a new void rapid fire frame sniper with some updated perks. But either way, I would say that both of the void sniper rifles that we have mentioned are at least decent options. Not world stars, nothing groundbreaking, just overall pretty decent. And last but not least, we have our solar sniper. And yes, I do have an honorable mention here just because I think it's actually better than the main sniper we're going to be talking about, but it is just so rare to get the actual role for it that I can't actually put it here by itself. And that sniper rifle that I'm referring to, believe it or not, is actually going to be none other than the Distant Tumulus. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This sniper rifle can definitely go the distance, even though it does have a relatively old perk pool, but it does have a role that is still pretty solid even by today's standards. It is a rapid fire frame solar sniper rifle, which gives it a plus. That is very good. We like to see that. If I go ahead and throw this weapons perk pull up for you real quick, I'm just going to tell you the role. Clown cartridge in column 3, firing line in column 4. Very simple roll, still pretty solid, and it is a very rare drop to get in the first place, let alone one with clown cartridge and firing line. Definitely still had to at least mention this weapon. However, the main weapon I want to talk about is one that, you know, most people can actually go ahead and get modern day a lot easier than the distant tumulus. And that sniper rifle is going to be none other than the third iteration of the Icolo sniper rifle. Okay, so this is a rapid fire frame solar sniper rifle as well, which automatically gives it a plus. That is the best possible base foundation you can have for a sniper rifle, at least in the current sandbox, is a rapid fire solar version. And if I go ahead and throw up this weapons perk pool for you, you're going to notice that in the third column, there's two really good perks. You have 4 times the charm and you have overflow. You could definitely go good with either of them. Can't go wrong with either of them as well. They're both really good perks. Me personally, I do like 4 times the charm just a little bit more because this is a rapid fire frame. And with some good accuracy, you can get it to proc multiple times in the same magazine. Very nice. We like to see that. And then the fourth column, the only damage perk I'm going to recommend to you is Focus Fury. You do have high impact reserves, but that is more of a perk from the past, so I'm not going to recommend that in the modern day. Unfortunately, bro, they couldn't go all out and give us firing line in the fourth column. That would have been just too good to have, I guess. But Focus Fury is at least a decent damage perk for us to use, although we would definitely rather prefer firing line. The good news is that this is a craftable sniper rifle, so if you do want to go ahead and try and get your patterns for the Icolo sniper, you can get it to drop from the Operation Sheriff Shield exotic mission, whatever it is in the exotic mission pinnacle rotator slot. The third iteration of the Icolo sniper rifle is definitely a pretty good sniper. However, like some of the other Affinity sniper rifles, we could definitely use a better solar rapid fire frame sniper rifle, although I don't think we'll be seeing one of those anytime soon. So in the meantime, we're just gonna have to make do with the third version of the Icolo sniper rifle, or if you're lucky, you get the distance tumulus drop. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. With sniper rifles getting the 15% damage buff in PvE next season, I figured this would be a great time to go ahead and make this episode of the series going over the best sniper rifles to dominate PvE. Let me know your favorite sniper rifles down in the comments below. And remember, if you ever want to get your games and the DLC for a cheaper price, you make sure you head over to Instant Gaming. Top 2 links in the description. Hope you all enjoyed the video. You guys be safe, take care. Consider subscribing. Be safe at your Halloween parties. And we'll see your beautiful faces in the next one. Adios.